Right, this is an interior tour of the Naglfar light assault cruiser. Going to be entering in from the starboard airlock and doing a full detail of the interior. Coming inside, step away from the sensor, it'll close. You immediately have a directory saying of the forward section, the mid section, and the rear section on what is where. Immediately entering in from next door, you have the observation for the fighter hangar, hangar access, and access to the rest of the ship. Going up gives access to crew deck. Going down gives access to the bridge. This level is the bridge. That gets access to maintenance. We'll go over that later. In here, officers cryo, some maintenance, or these are facilities for officers, excuse me. More facilities for officers in here. In here, armory and equipment. This is what you want to look at. This is the main bridge door here. CIC is back in here. Not terribly large, but it's there. Entering in through this door. Drop down 2 levels, and you enter the ship's bridge, located on the bottom of the ship. Directly behind it, you have the ship's bridge briefing room. Various consoles and not. Some things are able to be customized, but turn on the red alert stuff first so you don't make a mistake by accidentally getting rid of one of the red alert panels. Going back up now, you have to go up in order to go down. Towards the front again, into here, and down. You have maintenance and hydrogen bay here. Various bits of maintenance gear. The hydrogen storage and combat jump drives are located in the back of this section. However, we're not done at the front of the ship, so we're going to take a look up now. Gonna go ahead and jetpack up. You can't go very far before you have to stop. And this is the blue deck here. Going through this door, we have one of the forward gravity generator of the ship. Here we have access to the ship's main battery. You can repair it from here. At least most of them. 9 of the 10 guns and some gyroscopes are accessible. Up here is... We'll get to that in a second, actually. In here is more important. We have access to the captain's ready room. And in here, we have the captain's quarters. These doors are not equipped to sensors, but the rest, or most of the rest are. So, going up here, we have access to the green deck. Main fire controls located up here. Crew quarters are located next. Blast doors to help seal it off gives access to 4 crew quarters rooms, some of which are equipped to sensors, some are not. Various LCDs give information as needed. We actually just went over the hangar, so I'm going to have to go back forward in a second. But for now, we'll go up here. This gains access to observation. And you have to go through here in order to gain access to the large dome on the back. You're going to go down now. First, we have a loft and we have the main stairwell. We're going to go down to the... Actually, no, not yet, actually. We'll take a look at main engineering first. This is still part of the crew deck as it does contain various things to help make life a little easier before you reach main engineering. These are the only two doors that automatically open. All the rest automatically close if they're hooked up. We have construction for minis and release into the main hangar from there. This is main engineering. A couple maintenance rooms off to the side along with medical stairwells or ladder shafts on either side to the upper section with a secondary bridge. Through this door you have access to the mining and grinders hangar bay on top and the gravity generator for them, which is currently turned off. I think that's the pressure units, yes. Outside the ship right here, you have one of the ship's two firing ranges. The other's on the other side of the ship. Down there you can see the other gravity generator. And the repair projector, which is currently turned off. Turn it on, it'll activate a projector of the ship. You will need to update it. It was done before a couple of changes were done, and I forgot. My apologies. Go all the way to the front. You know where to go down. We're going to go down one deck now. This is the below green deck, which is a very busy location. You have main hangar control here, where the dropships will be stored along with a couple tugs. And all the way over here is access to the fighter hangar. Control. 4 fighters, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. We are technically below green. That's how you would identify your location. Below green, unless you know the room. So, there's stuff for you there. Access to some maintenance of a couple of the backup nuclear reactors. Now, we go down to the blue deck. From below green to blue. From immediate exit, you have access to the fighter hangar. Immediately to the aft on blue deck, you have observation to the main hangar. Anyone can watch and wait. They can also do an immediate turn here to gain access to the hangar itself. There's other access to the hangar down there. We'll take a look at that in just a second. So now we're going to be on what is below blue deck. There's that hangar access there. And here, we'll go to the front first. We'll go back there in a second. This forward section of below blue is the upper section of hydrogen and the jump drives. You can repair them as needed. CIC is on the other side of this wall. Repairing the jump drives is important. Now that rear area, is that yellow? No, it's green. Down here, you have the briefing room for Marines and fighter pilot, or not fighter pilots, the Marines for the dropships and the pilots for the dropships. There's actually a couple of extra personnel. There could be some maintenance, or fighters can come in here. Plenty of seats. Now heading down. Going down from the blue deck, we access the white deck. All the way at the bottom is the white deck. There's quite a bit on this deck, but the immediate thing is the brig. Brig is not very well lit, and that's because most of this is hanging outside the ship. Its location being here. This section right here is the brig. So, yeah. You have a low-risk person here, another low-risk person here, and high-risk people can be kept in cryo where there won't be a problem. And if anyone gets out, hopefully the turret will deal with them. Don't forget to put their names on the list. There is no sensor for the brig's door, which makes sense that we hostiles can't do something. The white deck here has access to the Marines cryo and crew cryo. A lot of good stuff here for them. Because we're so low, we weren't able to do too much. That's the gym. Before we go there, we'll actually take a look at the front real quick. It's very brief. Here we are. This is the bottom. There's those jump drives and hydrogen again, with that leading to the forward section. So the brig is technically below white, but we don't call it because it's so... The gymnasium. Very, very large room. Very good for people. Lights are not set up, but you don't want to really turn it off. If you go down to below white, you have access to an empty room for what modifications are needed immediate, and you have access to the holodeck. So, enjoy that. Now, going all the way to the back, to here, we get to the rear ladder shaft, which has a couple different zones. The immediate here is access to the welder's hangar. Technically, this would be considered below yellow, but there is no yellow deck. But this is the welder's hangar. Then down here, into here, we have the bottom airlock. Did I not censor the airlock itself? No, I did not. Keep that in mind. I'm not fixing it. So this airlock is not sensor equipped. This door, I believe, is. Yes, it is. So 90% of the doors are equipped to the sensors. There are 10% that are not. It can be a little tricky. We'll take a look-see inside of the main hangar, as I did skip that. I'm not going to open the door. I don't want to... Yeah, this is access. I don't want to lose pressure. But how's this for a main hangar? Quite a walk. Button controls for the big old door. You got to remember to depressurize it and then repressurize. The main vents that are here is if the depressurization tanks are empty. Right now it's nice and full. The tanks have 1 bar, which is good. So they're keeping it all pressurized. But if not, so go to the brig. So, yeah, that's the interior of the Naglfar. Hope you enjoyed this tour. Take care. I'll catch you next time.